You're told like, don't ever tell people this number, you don't want people to steal your identity. Why did you feel like we all needed to know your village drama?
Yeah. He almost got hit by a car.
Yeah, it was so scary. My question is just, for those who have kids, wouldn't you rather get home? Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we will be discussing the culture shocks that I have been experiencing since I've been living here in China. So a little bit of a fair disclaimer. I wrote these down like a month and a half into it, but we didn't film the video, or we didn't make videos back then. So these are a little bit delayed and we'll probably do a part 2 at some point.
Yeah.
And another part of this is that I did live in Asia before in a high school exchange program. So the culture shocks that I have been getting might be slightly different from what the average European will notice, I think. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy the video and let's get started. So a big part of traveling in China is that you use the high-speed rail. It is the easiest way to travel within like a decent distance, I would say. For us, we live in Hangzhou, and I would say as long as it's not further than Beijing for us, high-speed rail is definitely easier than flying. But a big shock for me was when we went to your home province.
Yeah.
We were buying the ticket and this lady just pops up my passport information on a screen that everyone can see. And I couldn't believe it because in Denmark you're told like, don't ever tell people this number, you don't want people to steal your identity. And now there's like, what, like 50 people at least that can clearly see my passport number that's also being read out loud.
Yeah.
I'll say I've only experienced in Dongbei that they show the whole passport number, but they read it out loud everywhere. So that definitely made me quite worried. Not, like, obviously, I don't think there's a lot of Chinese that can steal my identity. I mean...
But it's still inappropriate.
It's still kind of scary.
Yeah. If people want, they can.
Yeah, if someone recorded it or sold this information, I feel like it would be so easy and it's so scary to me. So another one is when we got on the high-speed rail train. Some people don't have a lot of manners about people's like space and calm, I feel like. So people will pick up their phone, but then they will put it on speaker. Or there will be kids playing a game on a phone, a tablet, console, whatever, on full volume.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it because that's so wild, and it's not like 1 or 2 people doing it. It's a lot. And they will be like yelling at the other person on the phone, and you're wondering why did you feel like we all needed to know your village drama? You know, like it's quite wild to experience it. And I feel like it's like some people are trying to sleep, you know, on the train.
Yeah.
It's just not very nice, and people just aren't very mindful of it, I think.
Like if people take a lot of public transportation or go on a lot of like business trip, you know what we're saying. It's so common.
But it's definitely more of an older generation thing and a parent thing. I would say university students, I've never experienced it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit interesting. Or like they play like Douyin videos on full volume.
Oh my god.
You gotta understand, there's a lot of people here. So if it's rush hour and everyone played their Douyin video, it would be crazy. I don't want to imagine that. So another big shock to me is you need your phone so much here. You can't live without your phone.
Yeah.
When your phone dies, you're like, I'm gonna die. I don't know what will happen to me. If I want to take public transportation, a taxi, if I want to pay for something, all of that is on my phone.
Yeah.
It really stresses me out, and people are like glued to their phone here in a way I've never seen before.
We've seen a person like a couple of days ago, he almost got hit by a car.
Yeah, it was so scary. Yeah, he was so focused on his phone.
Yeah.
It's a little bit scary. at least if you're walking, you should look up, I think.
Yeah. And also, like, you pay through your phone.
Yeah.
And a lot of places don't accept cash, even though
They
it's
have
illegal.
to.
Even though it's illegal.
Or if they do, they can't give you cash back. Like, it's so annoying. I get that it's also convenient, but sometimes it would be nice to not need to worry about your phone all the time.
Yeah.
This is maybe just a me thing that I worry about this. I think this is maybe common in some countries. But the seatbelts here are optional. It's mind-boggling to me because if you get in a car accident here, you must get injured to the maximum because some people drive quite fast.
Yeah.
So it's really scary to me because in Denmark, you can, like, if the person in the passenger seat isn't wearing a seatbelt, you'll lose your driver's license, or you can. So yeah, it's very different to what I'm used to. Sometimes I'm trying to wear the seatbelt and it's hidden. Sometimes they're not even there, or they're buried all the way down in the seat and you can't get it out. Sometimes they don't even work.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just there for decoration purpose only. And the reason why you can get away with not wearing, if you're in the front seat, like the front passenger seat, you have to wear it because of cameras here.
Yeah.
But they can't catch you in the back. And I feel like you guys are being like, da 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 da. like playing gangsters or something.
Yeah.
Like, is this GTA?
Yeah.
So I know that Chinese people don't know a lot about my culture, but I'll say the one thing almost everyone knows around the world is Danish baked goods, especially cookies. So imagine me moving to a country where all the bread is sweet. The cheese is closer to cream. It's horrible. I don't enjoy it. There should never be sugar in bread. I don't know whoever came up with that idea, but I don't like. I think there should at least be option where I don't have to be forced to eat bread that tastes like sugar. Everything inside the bakery tastes like sickeningly sweet. And it's not that it's bad, it's just that our culture, bread is an added thing to a dish. Like,
just like our rice.
Yeah.
Drain it.
Drain. What's she doing? What's she doing? Drain the whole.
That's how I feel. Sometimes you gotta understand, like, to me, bread is a meal. It's not a snack. It's a legitimate meal at times. So suddenly I'm like eating a spoonful of sugar and I don't like it. It's unnecessary calories as well.
Yeah.
And the cheese, I can't get over it. It killed my spirit a little bit when we ordered a cheese-filled crust pizza. And we ordered double cheese. And I was so excited. I love cheese. And then it came. And I felt like my soul left my body
It's
out of
sweet
sadness.
like candy.
It literally tastes like the stuff that some people put on cupcakes. It's not for me. So on the topic of food-related things, I think this is almost every foreigner's shock, at least if they're from my part of the world. When you get water at the restaurant, it's warm. And I'm just not a fan of warm water, personally. I like my water ice cold. I get that it's like for your digestion. Mine works just fine. Drinking cold water. When it's hot like hell in Hangzhou, I would like ice cold water, but it's just not here. And the same thing, they don't have a lot of diet products available. So if you don't want to drink water, you don't have many options of cold drinks that's not wildly unhealthy. And I don't really want to drink all my calories. A good way to get around it is that you literally bring a bottle of water from the convenience store because they won't care. The e-bikes have no chill. Like, they will just go boom. And
let alone the delivery man.
Oh, they nah. Don't F around with them. Seriously, you don't want to be in their way. look out because they're going to try and run you over.
They're very quiet.
Yeah, and then they'll have all of this equipment on them. It looks so wild. It's like a house on a wheel. It's really, really annoying. Like, you can't even walk on the street and just chill. And I'm a little bit concerned because there's obviously also blind people in China. And it must be wildly inconvenient for them and actually kind of dangerous because they will also come from the wrong direction. So they
won't stop for you.
No, they will, even if you're on the area that is for walking and there's their lane next to you, they won't care in some cases. And I really think that's something the government needs to focus a little bit on because it is dangerous.
That you can't just enjoy your peace on the sidewalk. You know, like sometimes there's too many bikes on the sidewalk. There's only a very narrow road you can walk on. But even that, people still drive e-bikes on the sidewalk. So you can't even enjoy
we've
walking.
seen sometimes where they almost run over kids. And that really, like, for me, that makes me a little bit angry because as a kid, everyone should focus on keeping everyone safe. I think it's a common responsibility to follow the rules, especially around traffic. This, I think, has more to do with me growing up in a system where hospital and the whole system is just glued together completely differently. But people here go to the hospital over the tiniest of things. I don't understand how you can. That's the thing for me. Whenever we have fevers, he's like, oh, we should go to the hospital. And I'm like, we've been sick for 3 days. What do you mean? And he's like, yeah, we should go to the hospital. Because in Denmark, if I called my doctor and was like, yo, I'm sick, they're going to be, what symptoms do you have? Oh, fever. Okay, how long have you had a fever? Oh, a week. Well, let's check it in a week and we'll see, you know? Like, and if you're sick in a week, and they'll be like, check in like half a week and then we'll see. You can't go to a doctor unannounced. You can definitely not go to a hospital unannounced. That is not an option. You have to, even if you need to go to the ER, you need to call them first and see if you're allowed to go. If you're allowed to go, they'll tell you if you're allowed. And even if you do go, the waiting time is crazy. Like, for the most part, it'll take you the whole night to get through. Where I had a stomach problem one day and we went to the hospital and I was like, it's not necessary. I'm gonna be fine. And they took it so seriously. I saw like 3 doctors that day. I got a full CT scan. It was crazy. And it took them like 3 hours from us getting there to us having all of the results. I've never experienced that. In Denmark, they'll do it and then they'll call you the next day maybe. Like, and that's the best case scenario that I've ever experienced. So it's insane to me. I really admire it, but it's also wild. Then there is one of my biggest inconveniences when we need to get shit done here. People have the longest breaks here. The lunch break is an eternity. And while I understand that some people enjoy it, I hate it.
I hate it too. Because
it's 2 hours.
Yeah.
For some people, it's even longer.
A lot of governmental like offices, they have 2 hour, 2.5, 3.
It makes me so annoyed. You have no idea because you need to check it. Because otherwise you will be waiting there for an hour easily.
Yeah.
And there'll be no one there. Like, it's not even an option to go in. So I don't understand it, if I'm honest, because I would rather get home.
Yeah.
Like, 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever earlier. So I can chill in my own house.
I can say that, like, in Denmark, the working culture is very different.
Yeah.
Like, in Western companies, you barely have lunch break, but you go home early. Yeah, that's the difference. I prefer the second one.
My question is just, for those who have kids, wouldn't you rather get home so you can spend time with them? Because I feel like Chinese people's workday is very long. So if you have a family, there's no sustainability in that because your kids are pretty much going to bed or are already asleep when you get home.
Yeah.
And that for me is just not sustainable if you want a country where people are still having kids. I kind of am curious for the Chinese people that will watch this video, is that an aspect of why you might not want to have kids? Because I can get that. I think it would for me also impact my willingness to have a family.
Yeah.
For you too, huh, Bumpy? The last one that actually created a problem between us in the beginning, partially because I have a very fragile back. The beds here, why are they made out of solid concrete?
A lot of people prefer hard bed here.
I feel like I wake up drunk and I have not been drinking. It makes my head hurt. I feel grumpy. I feel angry at the world for making me wake up. And I keep waking up throughout the night. I'll sleep for like 30 minutes, wake up. 30 minutes, wake up. And it's so sweet because when we were at his parents' place, they knew that this was a problem for me. So they put so many blankets underneath. I kind of felt like the princess and the pea.
Finally, she dragged herself down the stairs with what the prince thought were very promising bags under her red swollen eyes.
You know where there was so many mattresses and the pea is underneath?
Yeah.
And I could still feel the pee, so I guess I'm a princess in all of this. To give an idea, we went from a mattress that was like this thick to a mattress that's like this now.
With memory like sponge. Like
The first night we slept on it, and I woke up and I was like, heaven. So these were my personal culture shocks. I have a lot more. There'll definitely be a part 2 to this if people are interested. These are just culture shocks. There's no real answer to what's better. But I want to ask the Chinese people out there who have been abroad or maybe just gone on a trip, did you guys have any culture shocks? Because I feel like it's very normal to have things that just surprise you.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested, especially if some of you have been to Denmark, what surprised you the most? Because I can see that I already have certain things that my friends at home talk about that I'm like, what? How is that normal to you? So yeah, let us know below if there's any culture shocks that you've experienced. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe got a little bit of a laugh out of my suffering. I really do enjoy China, even when it's different from what I'm used to. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you'll consider subscribing if you're not already a subscriber. And maybe give this video a like. Yeah. And hopefully we'll see you guys next time. Bye! Bye.